Christine Lagarde just issued a challenge to Europe, and it could reshape the global financial order. In a high-stakes speech in Berlin, the president of the European Central Bank declared that the euro has a unique opportunity to rival the US dollar as the world's dominant currency. But she didn't stop there. Lagarde warned that this won't happen automatically. Europe has to earn it. She called it a global euro moment, a once-in-a-generation chance for the European Union to assert financial, political, and even military sovereignty. The world is watching as the dollar slowly declines. Investors are turning away from US assets, rattled by erratic American policies, rising debt, and the weaponization of the dollar through sanctions. But instead of turning to the euro, they're buying gold. Why? Because Europe isn't ready. The euro may be strong, but it lacks the deep, liquid capital markets that make the dollar so attractive. There's no Eurozone equivalent of US Treasury bonds, no truly safe asset. And without military power or strategic unity, the euro lacks the geopolitical confidence that investors are looking for. Lagarde's prescription is bold. Europe must complete its financial union, develop a shared fiscal policy, and create a common defense capability. The euro must be used more in global trade, backed by new trade agreements and improved cross-border payment systems. And Europe must be willing to issue joint debt, something that remains taboo for countries like Germany. But what does Europe gain if it succeeds? First, lower borrowing costs. Global demand for euro-denominated bonds would push down interest rates, saving billions for European governments and businesses. Second, strategic autonomy. A stronger euro reduces dependence on the dollar and shields Europe from US sanctions and financial volatility. Third, global influence. Countries that trade and borrow in euros align more closely with Europe, expanding its diplomatic reach. Fourth, crisis resilience. A reserve currency status would bring capital inflows during global shocks, stabilizing European markets. And fifth, deeper EU integration. Completing the euro project would force Europe to act like a union, with shared responsibility, common investment, and stronger institutions. This is not just about money. It's about power. It's about whether Europe wants to be a global actor or a passive observer in a US-China world. Lagarde's message is simple. The opportunity is real, but the window is closing. Will Europe rise to meet this moment, or let it slip away again? Subscribe for more analysis on Europe's place in a changing world.